Greetings, folks. This is Volt, continuing the Hunters of the Mythos, Chapter 2 Dungeon Legacy Challenge. Solo Patrice. We're rolling into the third leg, which is Blood on the Altar and Undimensioned and Unseen. And we have a real spicy challenge for Blood on the Altar. But first, very quickly, let's talk about my deck upgrade, which is just, since I have Ascetic, as a reminder, not earning experience, I do have Down the Rabbit Hole, so I get essentially 2 free upgrades after each scenario. I've added a point to Grizzled's Always Prepared, 1 more successful scenario and that'll be turned on. And I've upgraded one of the Test of Wills to the level 1 version. So instead of a Willpower 3 test to cancel a card, it just cancels a card straight out and then gets exiled. So let's delete this. Let's shuffle this into the deck. And now let's talk about what Blood on the Altar does. Mission 4, because I am cursed. Patrice is kidnapped. So we have a very different challenge. Essentially, we show up in the hidden chamber at the very beginning, and we have to free ourselves. And that's going to involve defeating 3 Servants of Many Mouths and gathering a whopping 20 clues. All the while trying to not get eaten by Silas Bishop. So, let's go through the rules because this is fairly complicated. We got 2 double-sided mission cards to explain how this works. I'll put in the chapters when the gameplay starts. If you're familiar with what this mission entails, might want to skip straight to that. So, anyway, we are kidnapped. So, we take out Dr. Armitage, Professor Rice, and Dr. Morgan. They are added to the pile of sacrifices. And I confirmed with the organizer that even though I rescued Dr. Morgan but then didn't add him to the deck, he's still part of the sacrifices. So all 5 of these folks, we have a full pack of sacrifices, potential sacrifices along with me. Now, instead of shuffling Hidden Chamber and Key to the Chamber and dividing them out into Dunwich, instead, we choose a random location and we place the hidden chamber revealed next to it. And those 2 locations are connected. Then we pull the key to the chamber out from the game. So let's do that first. And I'm going to do that by doing the standard randomized Blood on the Altar setup. Yes, the Albanian gang does have a bone to pick. That puts them into the encounter deck. Okay, now, one of these is the hidden chamber. Let's see which one it is. Nope, it's right here. So the hidden chamber is connected to Bishop's Brook. And I'm actually going to move these around a little bit. Right, yes. Just so that we have everything down here close to where my player mat is. Yes, that's fine. So, these are connected. But we're going to be spending most, if not all of our time here in the hidden chamber. And we take the key to the chamber out of the game. These other encounter cards just go right back into the encounter deck. You'll notice we have 1 Whippoorwill out of the encounter deck. That's because it died during extracurricular activity, since in my pile of Kukri kills, so it's not here. All right, so hidden chamber is connected to Bishop's Brook. What else happens? If there's more than 1 investigator, well, there's not, so we don't do any of that stuff. All right, now we start in the hidden chamber. We've got the 3 Servants of Many Mouths here in the hidden chamber. They all have aloof. Here, I'm going to move these over to here. So they're just hanging out and watching what's going on. Okay, good. The organizer also confirmed that Silas Bishop does start in the hidden chamber as well. Add 20 clues to the hidden chamber. Great. We've got the pile of potential sacrifices here as well. All right, now we have the sacrifices bag. It's like an infestation bag. 5 symbol tokens, 5 number tokens, and 1 auto fail. That's what we've got set up here. I put in 5 zeros, 5 skulls, and an auto fail. Right. We've got our Act 1 I card, and we've got this second mission card. So let's put this over here with the axe. As a reminder, this says Servants of Many Mouths gain aloof. No one can interact with the sacrifices bag. I'll explain the rest of this in a moment. Okay, so while I'm kidnapped, I can't leave the hidden chamber, no matter what. Silas Bishop cannot suffer any damage. The Servants of Many Mouths at the start of each round will discard any cards attached to the hidden chamber. This is essentially so that Sordid and Silent, if and when I draw it, doesn't just mean game over. Sordid and Silent attaches to a location. You take a horror at the end of every round if you're in that location. So if that got attached here and I had no way of getting rid of it, which ironically this deck does, thanks to Alter Fate, but someone else may not run that or something similar, and then it would just end the game because you have no way to leave and no way to get rid of it. This means it'll hit you once and then will go away. The sacrifices count as investigators with 1 health. This is only relevant for effects that attack or damage everything in the room. So this is mainly so that you can't take out all the servants with a single dynamite blast, or like I guess if we weren't doing the Kukri challenge. No, that's a spell event, right? I was thinking of Storm of Spirits, right? That could potentially work, but we don't have it, so we're gonna do things, and we're doing the Kukri anyway. With the Kukri challenge, you have to do all your damage with the Kukri. If we weren't doing that, then there'd be other ways to take out multiples of these at once. But no dynamite, or rather, there is dynamite. You could use dynamite, but it would just defeat all the sacrifices, which you don't want. We've got the sacrifice. Oh, wrong card. All right. So since there's only 1 investigator, just me, instead of following the scenario reference card as to what skulls are, skulls will be, I'm playing on standard, -X, where X is the number of Servants of Many Mouths. So the skulls, instead of getting worse over time, will start bad and actually get better over time as I defeat these servants. Right now it's -3 because there are 3 of them. And then, whenever the enemy phase happens, we have to pull a token from the sacrifices bag. And I can spend clues to reveal extra tokens. 1 extra token per clue. If I pull a 0, nothing happens. If I pull a skull, 1 of the sacrifices is sacrificed. So standard approach, we put the top card of these by the agenda, and that guy is gone. And if I get the auto fail, I am devoured by Silas Bishop and killed. So we don't want that. So essentially this means I'm going to need to try to have at least 1 clue at the end of every one of my turns so that I can spend at least 1 clue to be able to pull 2 tokens in the bag and use whichever is better in order to keep dodging the auto fail and not dying ignominiously. Also, this is on the act card. When the agenda advances, each time the agenda advances, either agenda 1 or agenda 2, normally they say to put a sacrifice under the agenda deck. Instead, we have to do that same test with the sacrifice bag. So on the rounds right before the agenda flips, there's going to be a test in the enemy phase, and then another test at the start of the Mythos phase when the agenda advances. So I'm going to try to be prepared for that as much as I can be. And then to advance, we have to have defeated all of the Servants of Many Mouths and have gotten all 20 clues. And then when we advance, we'll earn 2 points for each card in the sacrifices pile who has not been sacrificed. So if somehow I accomplish this with all 5 still there, that's a max 10 points. Then all the locations get put in play and revealed. We already have them in play. It's just easier setup-wise. But we'll reveal all the locations. All the clues then go to the hidden chamber. And we advance straight to Act 2 without resolving the back of Act 1. And then I have to either get all the clues that are newly added to the chamber or defeat Silas Bishop if I want a winning resolution. And I do, because again, for Hunters of the Mythos, get another 3 points for achieving a winning resolution, which is either defeating or banishing or restoring Silas Bishop. All right. So that is the challenge. It's going to be an interesting one. Oh, and also, Silas does not make any attacks during this whole sequence, I think. Yeah, on this. And then once the act advances and things go back to normal, we no longer do anything with the sacrifices bag, and Silas is going to start trying to kill us the old-fashioned way. All right. So, I think that's it, and we're going to start. All right, let's get into it. First, our tarot card pull. What do we get? Ugh, High Priestess. That's not good. First book test every round is -1. That's not a good one. Second one, Wheel of Fortune. Once each agenda, the first time reveal an elder sign, cancel and treat as -5. That's also not good. All right, well, let's put this here. Reduce our book. Let's add a frost. Which I'll recognize the -5, and I'll take out the elder sign. It's once each agenda, I'll seal the elder sign on the agenda. Rough stuff. Okay. Is it worth it? My opening 10. There's Mind's Eye. Yeah, we're going to start with Mind's Eye. I swear that should have stayed where it belongs. All right, Mind's Eye. We got that. Hopefully that will give us enough opening power to power through these significant tarot problems. Okay, opening hand. Good to see Winging It off the bat. The more times I get to see and play Winging It from the discard to get 2 clues at once, the better. The rest of this, I'm going to junk. I am, of course, looking for Cornered, Captivating Performance. Well, I got both Winging It's. Okay. Interesting. And a Premonition and a Voice of Ra. Okay. All right. I think we're going to start. We are going to play Voice of Ra to get some more resources. 1. There's a skull, so I get another 2. Okay. All right. Second. I'm thinking about whether I want to play Winging It, like burn a test, and then play the second one right away again from the discard to try to get 2 clues. And I think the answer is yes. Yes, so we're going to play Winging It. We're testing 1 against 2. Yeah, -4. We fail. That's fine. And now I'm going to play Winging It from the discard. And I'm going to use Mind's Eye for this test. So I'm testing 4 against 2, and I'll commit this Guts to be 6 on 2. We're 4 up. That's a pass. We draw a card. Okay, which is a Mind's Eye. And we get 2 clues. Winging It shuffles back into my deck. And then in the Lightning Bolt afterwards, I will discard Mind's Eye to add 2 secrets here, which is good. And I will also play this Premonition so I know what's coming next turn. And what's coming is a +1. That's good to know. Okay, fine. Enemy phase. We have to do this pull. Shuffle it up. I'm going to spend 1 clue, so we pull 2 tokens. 0 and Skull. So 0 does nothing. And then we upkeep. Living Ink. And a bunch of commits. Is there anything I want a resourceful back? No, not yet. But no, still not yet. Okay, fine. Mythos, we're at 1 of 6 doom. Our encounter card is Rotting Remains. Well, we're testing willpower 3. We know that we're going to pass. Yeah, we just pass. Pull that +1. Fine. Good. Okay. Now, we're going to play Living Ink, which boosts willpower and agility. We're going to play the other Winging It from the discard. So we're testing against difficulty 2. I am going to use Mind's Eye to use willpower. So we're testing 7 with, nope, 7 with this Guts, and 8 with this Fearless. 8 against 2. We're 6 up. -2 is a pass. We heal a horror from Fearless. We draw a card from Guts. Prophesy. We get 2 clues, and we shuffle Winging It back. Okay. I think we just investigate. I guess raw, even book 1, let's see, it would be 2, 4, 5 against 3. That's not unreasonable. It doesn't cover the skulls, but at least covers the, like, half the bag. Sure, we'll investigate raw. Save Mind's Eye for later. So with Prophesy, we're at 2. Unexpected Courage 4. Resourceful 5. We're testing 5 on 3. 0 is a pass. We get another clue. We would pull a Survivor card back from the discard, but there are none. So that effect doesn't trigger. Okay. That's it. Enemy phase. I'm still saving clues. I'm not spending multiple to try to keep. If I spend multiple, then I could get stuck if I get bogged down with a turn where I have no time to pick up a clue, which is inevitably going to happen when enemies show up. So I'm only going to spend 1. We'll pull 2 tokens. 0 and Skull, nothing happens. Upkeep. Violin. Predator or Prey sadly just discards with no effect because I can't move and enemies can't. There's no enemies to move towards me. So neither happens, but there are enemies in play, so I don't get to replace it. So unfortunately, this is a dead card, this scenario. But we got other things. All right. Mythos, we are at 2 of 6 doom. Our encounter card. Eager for Death. Test willpower 2, +1 for each damage on you. If you fail, take 2 horror. No damage is on me, so I'm testing 5 against 2. We'll just take that straight up, 3 up. Cultist is -2, so we pass. If you fail, you'd have to add a clue to your location from the token bank. We did not fail. All right. What are we doing now? Violin. Investigating with Mind's Eye to try to heal this other horror, and then a raw investigate using Last Chance. Yeah. That seems good. Now, am I turning off Living Ink to save on charges? 4, 5, 6 on 3. Yes, we're going to turn that off. All right, first action, we'll play the violin. We will investigate. I will use a Mind's Eye secret. Went Fearless. Oh, these are down. So I went 4 and 5, and I'll commit Grizzled. So we're testing 6 against 3. We are 3 up. -3 is an exact pass. We heal a horror, we get a clue. And now we investigate again, just with book, but committing Last Chance. So we're testing again 6 on 3. We're 3 up. -2 is a pass. We get another clue. Okay. All right. Trucking along, trucking along. Enemy phase, I will spend 1 clue to pull 2 tokens. Skull and skull. All right, we remove 1 skull. 1 sacrifice is eaten, is what it is. And we upkeep. Another last chance. Quantum flux. Bunch of commits. Resourceful. Resourceful could pull back a last chance. Okay. Haven't yet found my key assets of cornered and captivating performance, but eventually I'm sure we'll find them. All right, Mythos, 3 of 6. Our encounter card, Hunted Down. There are no criminal enemies in play, so this just surges, because otherwise has no effect. Surges into Psychopomp Song. This is a spooky one. Surge Peril goes in my threat area. When I would take 2 damage, it does 2 extra and gets discarded. If I get Alter Fate before this fires, I probably will play it to get rid of this. But that surges into, well, there's the damage on Wings of Darkness. My Living Ink is active during the Mythos phase. 3 against 4. I can't get moved by this, but I would take a damage in a horror. And because of Psychopomp Song, that would be 3 damage in a horror, which is a lot. Now I have commits. I could get up to Prophesy is 2 question marks. Grizzled is just 1 for this. I could Resourceful back a last chance. So if I say I committed Prophesy and Grizzled and Resourceful, I would be 7 on 4. I could pull a last chance back. I could violin away the Quantum Flux. And then I could engage a Servant of Many Mouths. And well, then I wouldn't actually need... I'd only need to nail that test once with the last chance. With Kukri. So with Kukri, 3, last chance means 7. Am I better off using the last chances to again get more clues? 1, 5. 5 on 3 is not great. There's something else that I would want to Resourceful back. No, I mean, there's another Grizzled. You know what? Before I commit, and take this test, I'm going to use the violin. And I'm going to discard the Quantum Flux, which I'm not going to play, and I'm going to draw a different card. Hey, Alter Fate. I was just talking about you. And yeah, I am going to play this to discard the Psychopomp Song, since that's also Lightning Bolt. Now I care a lot less about getting hit by this. So now, if I let this go, I could engage a servant. I could attack with the Kukri, commit all this stuff. That'd be 3. Let's see, I'd be testing 3 against 3, 5, 6, 7 against 3. And then I could... Yeah, just kill it. Just kill it. I wouldn't be getting the use of the last chance. Oh, well then maybe I should just commit these. And then I can use last chance against the servant. 3 or 7 on 3. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do it. All right. We're going to commit to this. So 3, Prophesy makes it 5, Grizzled is 6, Resourceful. We're testing 7 against 4. We are 3 up. -2 is a pass. This is gone. We pull back. I don't really think it matters. Actually, if I pull back Predator or Prey, then it'll just discard itself. And then I will have max power in the last chance test. That's pretty funny. And yes, let's do that. So, and discards. Okay. And now it's my turn. First action, I'm going to engage one of these aloof servants of many mouths. Second action, we're going to attack with the Kukri. We're testing 3 on 3. Last chance makes it 8 on 3. We're 5 up. 0's a pass. We'll spend the extra action on the Kukri. So this guy is defeated and I get a clue. And the skulls, which should have been -3 this whole time. Don't know what happened there. But now they're -2. Okay. Seems good. All right. Enemy phase. I am going to spend 1 clue. Again, I'm being stingy because I know inevitably when like a large enemy shows up, there will be turns where I'm not getting clues. So we're spending 1. Pull 2 tokens out, a 0 and the auto fail. So we use the 0 to not die. And we upkeep. The test of will, living ink. I meant to turn off the living ink during my turn. It didn't matter because I didn't use willpower or agility in my turn, but that was the plan. I want to keep this turned off as much as possible so that when spectral shields show up, I have that much defense. Also, captivating performance. Good to see. Mythos. We're at 4 of 6 doom. Our encounter card is Strange Signs. There's book 3. If you fail, add a clue from the token pool to your location. So backwards work. Part of me is thinking this at least would make a subsequent book test not be base 2 instead of 1. I have a test of will. I could cancel it and exile this. What's my turn going to be? Captivating performance. Before anything else, I will use the violin to discard this second living ink I'm not going to be able to play. Do I take a resource or a card? If I take a resource, then I could play Test of Will to cancel this. I'm not sure it's worth it. It's 1 clue. My tempo clue-wise is pretty good. Famous last words, right? If I don't cancel it, I'll probably regret it. So if I take a resource, then I will have enough to play Test of Will and Spectral Shield and Captivating Performance. And then I'll only have a Promise of Power. These are turned on during the Mythos phase. To try to investigate, though. Conversely, if I draw a card, I'll have something else that I can use. But I kind of don't want to get cornered right now. Well, I suppose I could captivating no. I spend a whole turn resources. I will need the resources. One clue. I'd want to be... I don't want to try to... I don't have jury rig yet, which would help for defeating these guys. I think my turn is going to be play captivating performance. Draw a card, take a resource, investigate with the promise of power. So... Okay. So I am going to use the violin for a card. Lucky. That's good. Okay. Better, because I can put Spectral Shield on Plucky. All right. So now this test, I'm seriously wondering, especially now with Plucky. Yeah, it's a clue. I could play Captivating Performance, Plucky. I could Spectral Shield. Draw resource, investigate. Because part of me is thinking, it would be great if I don't end up using this, and then I can upgrade it again after the scenario to the level 2 version that cancels it and you take the test to see whether or not it exiles. Our tempo's pretty good. There are wingings coming up. Don't think I want to spare the resource. Yeah, I'm just going to take this. 1 against 3. I should have smelled that coming. So I have to add 2 clues. Ah, that was unfortunate, but it was the cost of my own hubris. All right. Not the end of the world, hopefully, he said. All right, let's try to bounce back. We're going to play Plucky. Boosts our willpower and our intellect. I am going to turn off Living Ink during my turn. Okay. I'm going to play the Spectral Shield on Plucky. I'm going to play Captivating Performance. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Okay. So that's a play action. And now I'm going to draw. Both tests of will. Fine. Resource. Captivating performance to investigate. Committing promise of power. So we're testing 7 against 3. We add a curse. We're 4 up. +1 is a pass. We get one of those clues. All right. We'll see. Could have gone better. Could have gone worse. Enemy phase. Going to spend a clue. Shuffle this. 0 and skull. We're good. Upkeep. Well, there's the Watcher. There's a Winging It and Jury Rig. Both my Jury Rigs, in fact. Interesting. Okay. Right. Okay, Mythos. We're at 5 of 6 Doom. There's Psychopomp Song again. All right, so that attaches and surges into. And O'Banion's Thug. Of course, all the enemies are coming out all at the same time. All right. tricky. Maybe my turn is evade using Mind's Eye to try to get rid of the Watcher. I'd love to get a jury rig out. I could evade the Thug. Play a jury rig. Fight. To try to defeat the Watcher. And activate to try to either fight the Thug or do an investigate. Yeah. First things first, let's use the violin to discard this winging it and draw another card. Second spectral shield. Interesting. I might just commit that. I could evade this guy. Oh, am I turning off the Mind's Eye? Am I turning off the Living Ink? I think so. Yes, I am going to turn this off. Okay. Using all my Mind's Eye secrets, though, but it might be the right call. There's a fist on that. Okay. I'm going to evade. I'm going to evade this guy using Mind's Eye. So we're testing 5 against 2. We're 3 up. Yeah, we're just going to run that. Ooh, curse. And skull. That is a fail. All right, he doesn't have alert. But that does put a crimp in things. Okay. Oh, that was my first action. I may not get to play jury rig. I could still fight. That's 3. 3, 4, 5. If I just committed them, I'd be 6 on 4. That's not bad. Where are the -3s, though? Fight. Play. All right. I don't like not being able to play the jury rigs, but I think I need to kill this guy. The Watcher, unfortunately, is going to have to wait another day. All right. So we're going to fight. We're testing 3 against 4 using the Kukri. 4, 5, 6 on 4. That's not great. But I think it's what we have to run. Okay, 4, 5, 6 on 4. 0's a pass. Okay, and I am, while I'm not realizing the captivating performance benefit, I'm going to spend the extra action just to get this guy defeated. Okay, that was not ideal, but it is what we needed to do. Okay, enemy phase. Spend a clue. Shuffle this. Pull out 2. Auto fail in 0, so nothing happens. Upkeep. Another Mind's Eye. There's impromptu barrier. That would have been handy. We got to deal with the Watcher this turn. Well, maybe not. If I play Winging It and shuffle it back into the deck, then there'll be 6 cards and the deck won't run out on me right away. Okay, but we still want to deal with it. Okay, Mythos. So this advances. So we have to do the enemy phase test again. We'll spend a clue. Hold 2. 0 and 0, nothing happens. Second agenda, another Doom track of 6. And our encounter card, a mobster. Fight 2, health 2, evade 2 with retaliate. When it attacks, you lose a resource. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking about using impromptu barrier. To test against the Watcher using Mind's Eye. I should probably premonition. I should premonition to know what's coming. There's a whole bunch of options here, and premonition will tell me what I should or shouldn't do. So yes, let's play premonition. What's our token? It is a -4. Okay. So 5 is a damage. Okay. 5 against, if I violin away the impromptu barrier, get a resource, use Mind's Eye. I'll be testing 5 on 4. Oh, man. You know, even with the, that is actually not enough to pass. I'll be testing 5, I mean, the investigation phase hasn't started yet. I could turn on Mind's Eye. Not Mind's Eye. I could turn on Living Ink. And then I'd have a 6 here for this turn. I might need to do that. Because I could violin away the impromptu barrier, get a resource. I could use this Mind's Eye for 2 secrets. I could play impromptu barrier from the discard to evade the Watcher. With Mind's Eye, use Mind's Eye, it'd be 6 against 4, and Unexpected Courage 8 on 4, and I would pass. Then I'd still have this mobster to deal with. And I'd be swinging it only at 3 on 2. I wouldn't have any other cards. Be great if I could get the Winging It. Impromptu barrier will shuffle back into the deck. Do I try to evade him? No, I'll have evaded. Fight. I mean, I could Mind's Eye again on the fight, right? Might be what I need to do. Okay, but I think this is all the stuff I need to do. I need to turn on Living Ink. Playing Premonition in the window at the end of the Mythos phase tells me that. So, uses up a charge. We are going to violin the impromptu barrier. Resource or card? I could get a card. Yeah, let's get a card. Quantum Flux. I mean, it's a commit. It's a commit for this guy, right? Okay. So now we will evade using the impromptu barrier against the Watcher. using, oh, we'll discard Mind's Eye to get 2 secrets. We'll use 1 for this. We're testing 6 on 4, commit unexpected courage to be 8 on 4. We pass. Exactly. Watchers discarded. Impromptu barrier shuffles in. Okay. Now there's this guy. With the Kukri and Quantum Flux, I'd be 4 on 2. What I'm thinking about is fight with the Kukri and the Quantum Flux 4 on 2. If I pass, I could fight again using this as activate with Mind's Eye to be 6 on 2. And then I could use Captivating Performance, do one more thing, which could be an investigate using winging it. I'd have to use Mind's Eye again to get that reasonably. 6 on 2. Try to get 2 clues. And shuffle it back in. I think the alternative is to just attack. Try to save on the Mind's Eye. Go for the 2 up. And well, he has retaliate. He has retaliate, which is not good. Maybe I do just use the Mind's Eye to kill him. My tempo has stalled a bit, which is unfortunate, of course. Those 2 clues, that might have been, I probably should have canceled that. Strange Signs. Okay, it's fine. Because this guy is retaliate, I think I need to go with the Mind's Eye attack with the Kukri. So we're testing 6 against 2. And I'm not going to use it. I'll throw in the Quantum Flux. 7 on 2. We're 5 up. He retaliates. Because of Psychopomp Song, I take 3 damage and lose a resource. Ouch. That's what you call in the business bad. Actually, no. Spectral Shield blocks 1 for a charge. And then the Plucky eats 1, but then is removed. I forgot about that. So, worse. That didn't go according to plan. All right. Evade. I don't want to take another damage and lose another resource. If I evade, I could try another Kukri hit using Captivating Performance. Because I played Improvised Barrier. I fought. Now I'll activate. No, now I'll just regular evade. And then I can activate. So, let's try to evade him. 3 on 2. It's not great. But I guess it's what we're doing. I think I need to save this. All right, 3 on 2. Nope. That's another damage, and this No, not damage. That was an invade. But it does add another clue. Well, we'll try the Kukri hit. Advanced performance. 3 on 2. We're 1 up. That one hit at least. Okay. Enemy phase. He hits us for damage and we lose another resource. Bad all around. We'll spend a clue for the sacrifices. 0 and auto fail. 0's fine. We upkeep. Predator of Prey does nothing. And there's cornered. A little late, my friend. A little late. All right. We're at 1 of 6 doom. Our encounter card is a Whippoorwill, because that's what we needed. Lower stats. We turn off Living Ink. Oh boy. I mean, I gotta get cornered. I gotta get cornered online. Okay. We're going to... Gotta kill this mobster. So we're gonna fight. Promise of Power would let us get up to 6 on 2. That's pretty good. I could violin for a resource, then play cornered. Of course, play a thing. Okay. Yeah, we're going to fight. We'll commit Promise of Power. So with the Kukri in this, we're testing 6 on 2. We add a curse. We're 4 up. Okay, -2. So this guy at least is defeated. Now, I'll use the violin to discard this Winging It for a resource. I will play cornered. Finally. So we fought. Played. We're going to take a resource. And then I'll use Captivating Performance to investigate by playing Winging It from the discard. And no, hold on. Roll that back. We fought, we played. I could engage the Whippoorwill and then activate. Yes. Gotta kill this thing. Yeah. All right. Third action, engage. Fourth action, activate the Kukri. We're testing 2 on 2. I can use cornered to make it 4 on 2. Or I could use Mind's Eye. My last charge of Mind's Eye, and then get up to 6. Be 6 on 2. The problem is the deck reshuffle means I'm losing access to the Winging Its. But I need to kill this thing. I need to kill this thing. So I think I need to save the Mind's Eye for an emergency. I'm going to use cornered. And the Kukri, we're testing 4 on 2. Nope. Should have used the Mind's Eye. Rough. All right. Enemy phase. We take a horror from the Whippoorwill's attack. And we'll spend our last clue to pull 2 from this. Skull and auto fail, so another sacrifice eats it. Things are not looking good, gang. And we upkeep. Okay. Deck reshuffle means I take a horror. Okay. All right. Mythos, 2 of 6. Can we bounce back? A real good question. Counter card. Another Whippoorwill. How's that for a stat line? I don't even think my willpower was... Oh, I think I had my willpower too high. Which is a problem. Oh, well. All right. Okay. We're going to discard Mind's Eye to add 2 secrets to the ones we have. We gonna fight with the Kukri. Okay. We're going to use Mind's Eye, so we're testing 2 against 2. We're going to commit Guts. So we're 4 on 2. And I'm going to discard Resourceful with Cornered. So we're 6 on 2. We're 4 up. All right. This guy is defeated. And I draw a card from Guts. Thanks, Watcher from another dimension. You're the best. Okay. That was fight. Second action. So now our stats are slightly higher. Second action, we engage this other Whippoorwill. Third action, we activate using the Kukri. No. Roll that back. Second action, we play Jury Rig on the Kukri. Yes. We fought, we played. Third action, engage Whippoorwill. Captivating performance, activate the Kukri. We're testing 2 against 2 with the Kukri, and we'll commit last chance. Make that 6 on 2. Okay. -2 is a pass. This guy is defeated. Okay. Stats are back up. That's all the Whippoorwills in the game defeated. Okay. All right. It's dicey. We're trying our best. Enemy Fae. Oh. I have no clues. Do I just die? No. Wow, that was lucky. Oh, I forgot about that little wrinkle of the game. All right, upkeep. Premonition, Voice of Rob, my quantum fluxes. All right, interesting. All right, Mythos. We're at 3 of 6. All of our progress has stalled. Encounter card. Wings of Darkness. I might just eat this. Testing 2 against 4. Actually, we're testing 3 against 4 because this is active in the Mythos phase, but only the Mythos phase. 3 on 4. I mean, I could commit and discard. No, I think I just take this. 3 on 4. -1. We fail, we take a damage and a horror. Okay. We could try to evade. Investigate. We could try to engage. Fight, activate. What's my token? Let's play Premonition. A 0. Okay. So I could fight, get rid of the Watcher. I could even just use Jury Rig to get rid of it. I could play Voice of Ra for resources. Draw a card, investigate. I also have Violin. I could evade, engage, fight, activate. That might be the way to go. Yes, actually, I think that's the way to go. 3. Okay, we're going to evade the Watcher. No, we're going to fight the Watcher using the Kukri, so we get that +1. We're testing 3 against 5. I'll discard this Quantum Flux with Cornered to be 5 on 5. I've got a 0. This guy's gone. Okay. Where did that go? Did that go in the bag? Why, it flipped away so violently. Yeah, I guess it did. Okay. Right. I'll engage a Servant of Many Mouths. I will fight with the Kukri. We're testing 3 on 3. Retaliate is bad. I will use Jury Rig. 5 on 3. And I'll use Corner to discard Quantum Flux to be 7 on 3. -3 is a pass. That does 1 damage. And now I'll use Captivating Performance to activate, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to Jury Rig again, Corner to discard Voice of Ra, 7 on 3. -3. Pass. Guy's defeated. I get a clue. When was the last time I got a clue? I don't know, but I'm about to spend it in the enemy phase. Pull 2. 0 and 0. We're fine. Okay. And the skulls are now -1. Okay, we upkeep. All right, we might be getting back into it. 4 of 6. Oh, we got to move fast. Hopefully the winging its will show themselves again soon. Okay. Ancient Evils. Well, this is what a test of will is for. Living Ink is on in the Mythos, so for this test of will test, I'm testing 5 on 3. I'll discard the Mind's Eye to add 2 secrets to it. 5 on 3. What do I have in here that's worth resourcefulling back? Second last chance, actually, is the answer to that question. Because I think our turn is again going to be engage, fight, activate, and try to investigate. 5 on 3. Do I just run this? Do I spend a resource using... No, I can't. I don't have Plucky online. So I can't spend resources to pump my stats. If I commit Unexpected Courage, then I could engage this guy, fight, activate, and I don't really have anything to investigate. I got Mind's Eye. It's tricky. I am going to commit the Unexpected Courage. I don't want to lose a round. 7 on 3. No. Yes, 7 on 3. Didn't need to do that. +1. We pass. Ancient Evils is canceled. Okay. All right. We're going to engage Servant of Many Mouths. We're going to fight. With the Kukri, we're testing 3 on 3. I will use the last supply of Jury Rig to be 5 on 3, and I will commit Resourceful to be 6 on 3. -1 is a pass. We do a damage. I will pull Last Chance back. Now we're going to activate Kukri, and we'll commit a last chance. We're at 3 plus 4 is 7 on 3. We're 4 up. -3 is the pass. This guy is defeated. I get a clue. Skulls are now 0. And then last action with captivating performance, we just do a raw investigate. Commit last chance. We are 6 on 3. -2 is a pass. We get another clue. Okay. Okay. Enemy phase. We spend a clue. Pull 2 from this. 0 and 0. Nothing happens. We upkeep. Okay. Predator prey does nothing. Lucky is good to see. Okay. Mythos. We're at 5 of 6 doom in the second agenda. Encounter card. Hunted down. There are no criminals in play, so this surges into kidnapped. Willpower or agility 4. Living ink is on. If I fail, I take 2 damage. Damage is bad. I'm going to discard winging it using cornered. So I'm testing 7 on 4 using willpower. -5. So we fail and take 2 damage, which is bad because we're 2 away from defeat. The Elder Sign goes back in the bag for like a turn because the agenda is about to advance. But hey, maybe we'll draw it this turn. Hope springs eternal, right? Okay, we'll play Plucky. Right. Living ink is turned off. We are going to we're going to play winging it to investigate. So we're testing 2 against 2. We will discard living ink with cornered 4 on 2. And yeah, I'll commit grizzled to be 5 on 2. We're 3 up on this test. -2 is a pass. We get 2 clues. Why did it only go down to 10? It was at 11, wasn't it? I don't know what happened there. Winging it shuffles back in. Okay. Second action, I'm going to draw a card. There's winging it. That's pretty funny. I will use the violin to discard winging it and draw another card. Okay, that's pretty funny as well. I am going to... Third action, since we investigated with book, High Priestess is turned off. Third action, I'm going to take a resource. And then fourth action, we investigated with winging it. Now we're going to do a play for winging it. The other one in the discard. So we are now testing 3 on 2. And I'll discard impromptu barrier with corner to be 5 on 2. We're 3 up. -3 is a pass. We get 2 clues. And winging it shuffles back in. Okay. That was a lot of tempo. I should have 1 fewer clue. I don't know what happened. It was at 11. I don't know. I think I did this right. I apologize if I've missed something up somewhere. I feel like one of my taking a clues didn't reduce this number, but did increase this number. I don't know. The point is, we got 4 clues that round. Thanks to the winging it's. There's still one in here, is there? No, there is not. Okay. Enemy phase. I will spend a clue. Right. Shuffle this up. What do we get? 0 and 0. We're good. Okay. Upkeep. Alter Fate. Bunch of purple cards. All right. Priestess turns off. Right, Mythos. 6. So this advances. My Elder Sign comes back out and is replaced again with this Frost. We have to do the enemy phase check again. I'll spend a clue. 2 zeros, nothing happens. Now we have 7 turns left before the end of the world. And we'll seal the Elder Sign here. Okay. Fine, great, good, perfect. What is our encounter card? Banyan's Thug. Man, just all the enemies. Okay. Okay. Arg. We're going to... We don't get the Living Ink boost during my turn. Fight. Prophesy is only a single question mark, unfortunately. It is bad timing to be drawing it. I'm tempted to violin. Yeah. I'm going to use the violin. I'm going to discard Prophesy to draw a different card. And that didn't really help. Okay. Fine. Voice of Ra, fine. We're going to attack. I'm going to fight with the Kukri. Going to use Mind's Eye. So that we're testing 5 on 4. Commit this Fearless to be 6 on 4. And might activate. Draw, investigate. I think is going to be our turn. All right. Sorry. 5, 6 on 4. I guess I discard Voice of Ra. 8 on 4. Or 3, 4, 5. No, you know what I'm actually going to do? 6 on 4. We'll spend a resource through Plucky. So we're at 7 on 4. -3. I guess I could smell that coming. Damage, and I heal a horror. Damage on him. That was fight. Now I'm going to activate Kukri. This time, we're going to use Fist. So 3. I'm going to commit Shield and Alter Fate. 5 on 4. And I'm going to discard Voice of Ra. Using Cornered. So we are 7 on 4. Curse. -1. Still passed. Okay. He's defeated. Okay. Yeah, come on. That was fight, activate. Now we're going to draw. Premonition. Okay. And now last action, we're going to investigate. I'll use Mind's Eye for this one and commit Fearless. So we're testing 6 on 3. We're 3 up. -2 is a pass. We get a clue. We heal a horror. And then at the end, I'm going to play Premonition to see what's coming up. And it's a -1. Okay. No enemies. We will spend a clue. Pull 2 from this. Skull and auto fail. So another sacrifice dead. This is not a great showing, but can we pull it out? I really don't know. It's gonna be hard. This 5 damage is a real problem. I should have played the Spectral Shield. Oh well. Alright. Okay, upkeep. Bunch of stuff. Bunch of icons. Okay. Mythos, we're at 1 of 7 Doom. Our encounter card, Ancient Evils. I can't stop this one. That's a Doom. Ouch. Okay. Okay. All right, we're going to Violin, to discard Prophesy, and draw another card. Jury Rig. I investigate. I think I just need to... I do want to play this. I'll play this second Jury Rig. It feels a waste. I wish I could have gotten one of the other winging it's. But I guess better to just investigate twice. So we will investigate. We know we have a -1, so we're testing 2 on 3. I commit. I discard a Promise of Power using Cornered. So we're at 4 on 3. -1 means we pass and get a clue. Premonition goes away. And then I'll investigate again. I'm now testing 3 on 3, 5 on 3, 6 on 3. Might as well discard this Promise of Power to make it 8 on 3. -3 is a pass. We get another clue. 4 left. Okay. All right. Enemies will spend a clue. I guess we'll spend 2 to pull 3 tokens here. Auto fail 0, 0. Okay, we're fine. We upkeep. Predator Prey does nothing. There's both winging it's. Interesting. Okay. Mythos, we're at 3 of 7. Unhallowed Country. Why couldn't I have drawn this earlier, which is blank because I don't have any allies? But hey, we drew it now. Spectral Shield. I'm now thinking about Silas. Fight activate. Silas is fight 3, health 6. Okay. Maybe we can make this work. Because what I'm thinking is, I can Violin to discard a winging it. I can then play it. Discard the other winging it using Cornered during that test to get 2 clues. Then I could play the other winging it from the discard pile. Hopefully get the last 2 clues. That will finally advance. I'll get my meager 4 points. Then I'll have an action and captivating performance. I could fight with Mind's Eye and Guts. And I could activate. Need another card. So I think, right. Now then he'll hit me for 2 damage and 2 horror, which is a lot. But if I've played Spectral Shield on Patrice, then Plucky will eat 1 damage. The shield from the Living Ink will eat the other. And I might be able to still defeat him in 2 rounds, absorbing the hits. That is the plan. All right. We're going to Violin, discard winging it to draw this last card. Test of will. Fine. Now, we're going to play winging it from the discard. Oh, this is active. So we're testing 2 on 2. discard this to be 4-on-2. And I'll spend a resource through Plucky to be 5-on-2 for the test. -5, but I get my Elder Sign back. All right. Okay. Okay. Now, the fun thing is, because I have an empty deck and you can't shuffle a card into an empty deck, the Winging It I played from the discard actually just stays in the discard. Okay. If I investigate with it, with the Winging It. All right. One thing I have to do is play Spectral Shield on Patrice. Let me do that while I'm still thinking about it. Because now, even though I could technically... Well, I don't have the resources. Since I did that. Well, I could play it once, right? I could play it once, and I guess I could try to get one more clue, and then get the last clue next turn. And hope it'll be 4, 5, 6 turns. Fight. Thinking this through. It's tough stuff. He's gonna be fight 3, health 6. Okay, let's all right, let's try to play one of these Winging It's again. At least now, High Priestess is turned off, so we're testing 3 against 2. Oh. Guts would draw a card. Let's draw a card. Okay. Yeah, tough. 3-on-2. I'll discard a test of will. Be 5-on-2. Or 3 up. -1. Okay. So we got 2 clues. This would shuffle in, but there's no deck. So it just stays. So I played, I investigated. I could investigate again. That'll be the end of my turn. Get 1 clue. I could resource draw. That's not helping me. Since I can't be guaranteed of getting the Winging It again, because the deck's about to reshuffle, unfortunately, I think I just need to investigate. And I guess I'll use Mind's Eye and commit Guts. So 7 on 3. Here is a pass. We get a clue. We draw a card. We're not going to be able to use. Fearless. Fine. And we take a whore. Oh, which... No, it's fine. It goes on plucky. Goes on plucky. Right. Okay, that's fine. Oh boy, down to the wire. All right. At the end of my turn... Oh, actually... Yeah, I can commit Fearless to the Unhallowed Country test. Maybe this will heal me a whore. 6 on 3. Nope. We're just going to fail with a -4. Fine. Enemy phase. I'm going to spend 2 clues to pull 3 tokens from this. 0, skull 0. All's fine. Upkeep. Okay. Interesting. All right. Mythos. We're at 4 of 7 doom. We got 3 turns left. What's our encounter card? A Night Gaunt. That might be game, folks. That might be game. Let's think this through. I could potentially evade it. I don't have time to kill it. Evade, investigate, fight, activate on Silas. Then, all right. I need to nail the evades. So 2 on 1. I have premonition, but honestly, probably better to use it with cornered. I got to take a lot of tests this turn. I at least have the jerry rigs for fighting. Okay, we're going to evade. I will use Mind's Eye. So we're testing 5 against 1. I will commit Guts to be 7 on 1. We're 6 up. -1 equals -2, so that's a pass. He is evaded. Draw a card from Guts. Oh, I don't have time for you, Watcher. Okay. We investigate. We're 2 against 3. I'll spend a resource through Plucky to be 3 on 3. And I will discard okay, I will discard Voice of Ra. 3 on 3. Discard Voice of Ra to be 5 on 3. Actually, no, hang on. No. Before we do that, I'm actually going to play Premonition for this investigate. What is my token? Oh, God, -4. All right. I guess, okay. We're investigating. I guess I'm glad I did that. So 3 Yeah, all right. So we're testing 2 against 3. Spend 1 through Plucky to be 3 on 3. I'll commit Prophesy to be 5 on 3 and discard Voice of Ra to be 7 on 3. -4, we pass. We get this last clue. Finally, this advances. We get a whopping 4 points from our 2 remaining sacrifices. We move on to Act 2, and now Silas is mad. I know he's massive. I'm just putting him here to indicate that now the fight is on. So that was evade, investigate. Now we're going to fight with the Kukri. 3 on 3. I will spend a jury rig supply to be 5 on 3. I just got to try that. We're 2 up. That's a pass. We do 1 damage. And now a captivating performance to activate. We're again 3 on 3. I will discard Quantum Flux with cornered to be 5 on 3. I think I got to run that. 5 on 3. Okay, -2. We do another damage. Okay. Enemy phase. Silas wallops us for 2 damage and 2 horror. The damage and the 2 horror goes on Plucky and defeats it. The other damage is blocked by Spectral Shield, which finally finishes out this Living Ink. Okay. Now we're... when I do the Unhallowed Country test, we're testing... Technically, I still had Plucky at the time, so 5 on 3. -3, sticks around. All right, now I no longer have it. Upkeep. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. 5. We have 2 turns left. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. All these reveal, which might matter. So, House of the Reeds, Schoolhouse, Congregational Church, Village Commons, Burn Ruins, Bishop's Brook. Okay. So technically all of these clues are now in the hidden chamber. I'm not doing that because there ain't no way I'm getting 8 clues. We're just trying to defeat Silas. The reason I said it might matter is because one of these locations, I think it's the church, could have spawned an enemy in the Village Commons when revealed, which could be meaningful for some of the encounter cards, but it did not. So, Mythos, what's our encounter card? A Rotting Remains. Honestly, that's fine, because horror is not what's going to kill us. What I'm going to need to do is evade this Night Gaunt. What do I have in here that I could resourceful back? Lucky. Which might be important. Or that Grizzled. Like, use the Grizzled and then resourceful it back. These are both monsters. Alright. But we got Rotting Remains. 4 on 3. Yeah, horror is not what's going to kill us. We're just going to take that. 4 on 3. And there's the Elder Sign, finally. I can shuffle all but 1 card back into my deck. I'm not sure I want to. These are not the ideal cards for these final fights. I think I'm just going to leave all this. Fine. But we passed the Rotting Remains test. Okay. Okay. Maybe I forego the captivating performance and just try to evade Night Gaunt, fight Silas, and spend the action on Kukri. If I can do that this turn, he'll be at 4 health. He'll hit me again. But with Spectral Shield, I can just barely survive it. As long as I get the evade off on the Night Gaunt. So with Night Gaunt, 2 on 1. I also have the Violin. I could Violin. Yes. Resources are not helping me here. We're going to violin, discard a test of will, and draw a different card. I'm looking for another Mind's Eye. Alter Fate. Okay. Okay. So 2 against 1. What I want to get to up to is a 7 on 1. So that even a -3, I pass the evade. Grizzled will be 3 question marks. So, because it's a monster. So that'd be 5. I can discard a card. It'd be the 7 on 1. And then the Kukri attack, I do still have 3, 5. I have Jury Rig, so 3, 5. And I could commit a card. Actually, yeah. Yeah, let's not futz around with it. Let's just go for it. We're going to evade this guy. We're testing 2 against 1. Grizzled makes it 5 against 1. Resourceful makes it 6 on 1. And I'll discard Alter Fate. So we're 8 on 1. We're 7 up. 8. Food we appreciate. Okay. -4. We pass. He's evaded. And I will pull Lucky back, which I'll immediately play. Now we're going to fight Silas. Kukri, we're testing 3 on 3. Spend a supply from Jury Rig, 5 on 3. Unexpected Courage, we're 7 on 3. We're 4 up. Elder Sign, again. It's a little late game, but you know what? Fine. But still, I'm going to leave these. The cards I really want are later in the deck. But I'm going to spend an extra action so that we're doing 2 damage. Okay. Enemy phase. Silas hits us again. 2 damage and 2 horror. Plucky absorbs 1 damage and 2 horror. Spectral Shield absorbs the last damage. Okay. Upkeep. Oh, wait. Unhallowed Country. Testing. I still had Plucky. Is that my turn? So 5 on 3. That's a pass. So that finally goes away. Not that it ever mattered. All right. This stuff. Predator Prey. I have to use the Predator Prey to disengage and move into Bishop's Brook. Oh, I hope that doesn't ruin me. I still have enough actions to move in and kill it, but that's pretty funny. Am I the prey? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, all right. Mythos, 6 of 7, last round. What is our card? Sordid and Silent, which attaches here. That's quite funny, because I'm out here in Bishop's Brook. I'd come out, take one look at Dunwich, say, this place sucks, and I go right back in to try to kill Silas Bishop, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to move right back into the hidden chamber. This Night Gaunt gets to live. All right. One last chance. And you know what we're going to do? 3, 8. I guess it doesn't really matter. Best you can get is 4 up. But just for the look of things, we'll use the violin to discard winging it to get a resource. Now we're going to fight. We're testing 3 on 3. We'll discard resourceful using corner to be 5 on 3. And commit last chance be 9 on 3. For 6 up. +1. We spend an extra action. Silas Bishop is defeated. Oh boy! What a harrowing experience that was. Resolution 1. Okay, well, let's look at our resolution. And yes, I know this means worst time in what am I doing? What's it called? Where Doom Awaits? But I mean, that was the only thing that was possibly going to work. Resolution 1. All right, we put Silas Bishop out of his misery. That means we got 7 league points. 4 for saving 2 folks who happen to be Dr. Armitage and Professor Rice. Okay. I can't play them. I might put Dr. Armitage back in the deck because he is another unexpected courage. Professor Rice, I think, is just going to get to go home. Okay. Right. Yes. So 3 points for a successful resolution, plus 4 for saving 2 folks. Sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth. There's 3 of them. We earn experience, which doesn't matter. Then we go to the survivors. So sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth. Zebulon, Earl Sawyer, Dr. Morgan. Come on. What's happening here? Dr. Francis Morgan. Okay. All right, now the survivors. All right. Oh, come on. Why is that happening? All right, so Dr. Armitage survived, Professor Rice survived, and I get the powder of Ibn Ghazi, which will be meaningful in the next scenario. Okay. Armitage survived. Professor Rice survived. And I will, not Professor, Doctor. No one cares. What are you doing, Joe? Get on with it. Right. Dr. Henry Armitage, powder of Ibn Ghazi. And yeah, I am going to return Dr. Armitage to my deck. Professor Rice, no. Powder of Ibn Ghazi. Which is going to work differently in the next scenario, but that's, well, that's coming up in the next half. Okay, that was a wild ride, but at least we got a bunch of kill points. So what do we got? We got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. We have 14 kill points. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to roll right on into Undimensioned and Unseen. Please hold. Be back in a bit. And we're back. Time for Undimensioned and Unseen. Before anything else, let's do our tarot reading, but then I'll explain the mission. And I'll need to get another random basic weakness as well. But let's do this first before I forget. We have Wheel of Fortune and Justice. Wheel of Fortune. This is the one that eats my Elder Sign and replaces it with a -5. All right, I'll put a Frost in like I did before. And the final agenda comes into play with a Doom on it. Didn't we have this exact combo for Miskatonic Museum? I think we did. All right, that's pretty funny. Well, let's take out this. Let's put in a Frost. Did I not? Oh, that's the wrong thing. Right. There we go. I will seal this on the agenda. And we'll put Justice over here so that we remember the final agenda comes into play with a Doom. Right. Okay. So now, what's our 2 points? Grizzled now is up to, I have 5 into Always Prepared. So when I draw a Terror or Monster card, I can pull a Grizzled back from my discard to my hand. And for my other point, I've upgraded a Test of Will level 1 into a Test of Will level 2. So let's shuffle this in. Actually, before I get to the mission, in the campaign log, let's see. The only additional piece that matters here is I have to get a random basic madness, injury, or pact weakness. So let's see what we get there. Random, basic, madness, injury. Can't type. Injury, pact. Okay, what do we get? Paranoia. All right. So, what is our mission? We will have 5 brood available. 1 starts in the Whately Ruins, the other 4 set aside. None get removed. They're all elite, so no cheesing them. The Powder of Ibn Ghazi starts with no clues. I can still use it to move one of my own clues onto an exhausted brood, which then readies it. So you have to use clues that you have investigated to weaken the broods. But I may not want to. The more clues I have, the more points I'll have at the end. I can also, as a free triggered ability, spawn a set-aside brood in a random location if I'm ready to fight more, and somehow they're all gone. The likelihood of this happening, frankly, probably slim, but we will see. I don't need to wait for that one treachery to spawn the 5th brood. And at the end of the game, my extra points is how many brood did I kill. So my score is going to be the number of defeated brood times 2, and then times my clue ratio, which is the total number of clues that I end the game with, divided by the total number I could have had, excluding Whately Ruins. Whately Ruins is always 2 clues per player, which is exactly what you need to advance the first act. But all the rest of the clues could potentially be used to make the brood weaker. But if I gather them, but don't use them, then my score will be higher. We'll do the calculation at the end, assuming we even get that far. So let's put this over by the act. Let's put this by the Powder of Ibn Ghazi, so I remember, hopefully. Got my Kukri ready. Let's collapse the waveform. All right. And now let's do my search the top 10. Ooh. Well, I was about to say no mind's eye. I have the violin. So I guess my choice is basically violin or slap a jury rig. Use Voice of Ra to get resources. No, we'll take the violin. Hopefully that'll help with some early tempo. What I really would have liked was, of course, like cornered or captivating performance. But let's see if we can get one right now with our opening hand. Winging it is good to see early. Grizzled is good to see early because it's going to keep coming back from my discard. Predator Prey wouldn't do anything at the beginning. That's premonition. Okay. I'll keep the winging it and the grizzled, and I'll put the rest back. What do we get? Hey, captivating performance. That's good to see. All right. Still want cornered, but that's pretty all right. Okay. Oh, I got to fix this camera. Okay. There we go. And here's the 3 dead whippoorwills. Since they're all been defeated with Kukri, they won't be in this encounter deck. Shuffle this up. And what version of the Dunwich Village do I have? 2 Shroud, 3 clues. I can spend an action to move a brood towards Dunwich. All right. Okay, so we have... Set this to -5. There we go. We have a Doom track of 5 on the first agenda. And we have Act 1. We need to spend 2 clues at Whately Ruins. Okay. How are we going to do that? Well, first we're going to play Captivating Performance. That's a definite. What else? Not Quantum Fluxing. I will... Oh, yeah, sure. I'll use the violin to discard winging it to get a resource. And now I will play winging it from the discard. Come on. So we are testing 2 against 1. And what I'm thinking about is... Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 question marks on my disposal. Oh, what's our token bag look like? This is what our token bag looks like. Skulls -1 for each brood in play. Cultist is reveal another token, and if you fail, take one horror. So let me put that down as a minus 105. Sure. And we don't have any tablets or elder things. So 1-up is actually the sweet spot, sort of, but 3-up is even better. So let's see. We are testing 2 against 1. I'll commit this unexpected courage to be 4 on 1. Play, investigate. If I want to captivating performance, I could play, investigate, move, and then 4th could be, shouldn't be draw, maybe just get a resource. So I don't need, I could certainly use getting the last clue here, but I'd be only testing 4 against 2, which is, I mean, reasonable, but not great. Now, we'll come back for that clue. So we're just going to throw everything into this then. So 4, 5, 6. We're testing 6 against 1. Come on, minus 5. Reveal another token. Skulls minus 1. Okay, so we get 2 clues. We pass that test. Winging it shuffles in. These all discard. So we played. We investigated using winging it. I'll take a resource, and I'll use captivating performance to move. Now I want to get to Whately Ruins. Of course, there is a brood there. I'm gonna move to Cold Spring Glen, I think, just because, if I'm recalling correctly, there's a 50% chance of this being a location where enemies are easier to evade. That way, if the brood moves in on me, and that happen, and I get that version, it'll be easier for me to evade it and move away. So let's check it out. Come on. Come on. What are you doing, Patrice? Cold Spring Glen. Yup, this is it. 3 shroud, 2 clues. All enemies here have minus 1 evade. And I can use this ability to place clues on it. Of course, if I do that, then those are clues I don't have towards my score. So, okay. Then my first turn. Enemies. No enemies do anything, and then it's the Brood's special movement, which is at the end of the enemy phase. So let's see where this guy goes. Heading towards Dunwich. So since I don't want to tangle with him yet, I'll move him into 10 Acre Meadow. Okay, upkeep. Hey, cornered. Ooh, okay. And a jury rig. This is, wow, okay. Pretty good, pretty good. We're 1 of 5 doom, and our encounter card is Rotting Remains. Test willpower 3. For each point you fail by, take a horror. Okay, so this is a terror, which means I get back this grizzled. And I have a grizzled. That's pretty good. All right, what am I doing this turn? Playing cornered. I do want to play Jury Rig so that I have something in case those Lupine Thralls or Avian Thralls show up. And then move. I won't get the Captivating Performance benefit, but I do want... I want to move on and get the Esoteric Formula as quickly as possible. So that means... I won't be testing anything, so I can throw stuff at this test. So we're at what? 4? I mean, the Grizzleds will bring me up to what? 7? 10 against 3? I don't actually even need any more than that, do I? Right? -5 is the highest? Yeah. All right. Let's do that. We'll throw both Grizzleds into this. Since it's a terror... Okay, 10 on 3. Cultist, -2. We pass. Okay. We'll play cornered. Good. We'll play jury rig on the Kukri. Good. We'll use the violin to discard prophesy to get a resource. And we will move to Whately Ruins. 2 shroud, 2 clues, -1 willpower here. You can test book 4 to move a brood 1 location in any direction. So I don't want to stay here, but I had to come here to spend 2 clues, which I am now going to spend. Dr. Armitage did survive. We saved him, so we don't have to add a doom here. Instead, we just straight up get esoteric formula. So let's grab one. Esoteric formula, this is what we use to fight Broods. And even though everywhere else I've have to use the Kukri to do damage to anything, the Hunters of the Mythos does allow us to use this to fight Broods using willpower, but only against Broods. I can't use this to fight the Lupine Thralls or the Avian Thralls, which will make them much tougher. +2 for the attack for each clue in the attacked enemy. So let's put this in the, I don't know, the accessory slot. Put in the ally slot. It is basically our ally here. Okay, good. Pretty good start. Now it's a question of taking out these Broods when the ability presents itself. And they are monsters as well as abominations. So when I get those Grizzleds back, those are going to be key for helping me accomplish this. Okay. That's it. Enemy phase. Right. This guy moves. He's moving to Blasted Heath, which means he moves to Dunwich Village. Okay? Good. Upkeep. Hey, Mind's Eye. Ooh, Promise of Power, A Last Chance, Fearless, Spectral Shield. All right, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, Mythos, we're at 2 of 5 Doom. Our encounter card, an Eager for Death. Omen, test Willpower 2, +1 for each damage on me, and if I fail, take 2 Horror. So we're testing 3 against 2, because we are in Whately Ruins. Let's see, what are we doing this turn? I do want those clues. I have Mind's Eye. So I could play, investigate, move, get a resource, which would allow me to play both Mind's Eye and Spectral Shield. I'm thinking, of course, what to commit into this. I could throw in Fearless and Promise of Power. Then I'd be testing 8 against 2, which sounds overkilly, but it'll heal me a horror, which I do want. Oh, but then to get a resource with Patrice Violin, I'd have to discard one of these. And I'd rather cash in the Last Chance to get to probably get a clue. I could let the Spectral Shield go. Since I don't have any means of charges, it is just saving 1 damage at the moment. 4 on 2 though. Just the Fearless. That's not bad. It's exactly 2 and 3. 2 damage is a lot. No, 2 horror, excuse me. I really don't want that. All right, I think what we're going to do... We'll draw a card and see what we get. Down and get some... You want a clue? Okay. The other thing, 10 Acre Meadow has a 50-50 chance of being a thing that would let me put a clue on a brood from the token bank temporarily. And that would not count against me. So, with that in mind, all right, I think I'm going to let the Spectral Shield go. I am going to commit Fearless. I'm going to use Cornered to discard Promise of Power, so I'm not putting a curse in. But I am now with that 6 against 2. We're 4 up on this test. There we go, -3. Instead of failing, we heal a horror from Fearless. Okay. All right. So, we're going to Violin. We'll discard the Spectral Shield for a resource. Now, we will play Mind's Eye. Nope. Don't know why that happens. Like, every time I go to do it the first time, it does not stay in the center. What is happening here? There we go. Takes 2 arcane slots. I wanted to take 2 arcane slots. All right. Second action, we're going to investigate. We'll commit last chance. So we're testing 7 against 2. We're 5 up. -4. We still pass and get a clue. Third action, we'll move, and I'm going to move to 10 Acre Meadow. 2 Shroud, 3 clues. It's not the one that pulls a clue from the token bank. Instead, set a bait using a live animal. All right, that's fine. And then last action, let's see. We played, we investigated, we moved. Captivating performance, I'll take a resource. Okay. Enemies. Let's see where this Brood moves. He's going to the Blasted Heath. This Brood is scared of me. That's not true. We upkeep into a bunch of stuff. Predator or prey. So, I can't move the Brood. So, I have to move away from it. Can I even do that? I'm 2 locations away from it. Every other location is still 2 away from it. I actually can't move away from it. So I think this just discards and does nothing. Because none of my moves are away. All right, fine. Living Ink. Well, maybe I should have played Spectral Shield. But a winging it, that's good to see. Alter Fate, okay. Sounds good. Mythos, we're at 3 of 5. Countercard is... Oh boy, here we go. An Avian Thrall. Now, I get a Grizzled back because it's a monster. Fight 5 health, 4 evade 3. I cannot use the esoteric formula. I have to use the Kukri. It is probably worth my trying to kill this thing so that it's 1 fewer in where Doom awaits. What can we do to accomplish that? Oh, my willpower is now 4 because I'm no longer in Whately Ruins. Okay, let's think this through. With Captivating Performance, I always, of course, could technically evade, fight, activate with the Kukri, and then have a 4th thing. Or I could just fight twice, and assuming I nail one of them, exhaust the Kukri to do a 2nd damage. Accepting the fact that it'll hit me. It'll only hit me for 1 and 1, so that's not, at least right now, not the end of the world. Let's see. How high can I get with my attacks? I do have a last chance, which is 5 question marks if I use it last. I've Grizzled. It is a monster, so it's 3. That's 3 question marks. And I could use a Cornered on both with Alter Fate and Living Ink after having Violined the winging in. So, like, say I fought twice, right? First one I could use, I'd be at 2 + 1, 3 with the Kukri, 6, 8 against 5. That's pretty good. I could use Jury Rig, and I probably will. Like, this is the biggest thing on the board that the Kukri can be used against. And then for my other attack, I'd be 3, that would be 8 against 5. Alternately, I mean, I could Mind's Eye, but Mind's Eye is only getting me an extra 1 on the test, since Kukri lets me swing at 3. Yeah. I think I'm going to eat an attack because I can do 2 big tests on it. And I want to accomplish that. I want to leverage that. So, especially now when I don't actually have a brood breathing down my neck. Now's the time to try to get rid of an avian thrall. So, we're going to fight using the Kukri. Testing 3 against 5. I will commit Grizzled. 6 on 5. I will use Cornered to discard the Winging It. 8 on 5. And I'll use a supply of Jury Rig. We are 10 on 5, or 5 up. -2 is a pass. I will spend an extra action so that we're doing 2 damage. And now I'm going to attack it. Right, yes. Almost forgot. Yes. We'll use the violin. We'll discard the living ink. Get a resource. Now we're going to fight again. We're testing 3 against 5. I'll use Cornered to discard Alter Fate. 5 on 5. Commit Last Chance. 10 on 5. We're 5 up. -4. We do another damage. Okay. Good. Enemy phase, it hits me for 1 damage and 1 horror. That's fine. Next turn, 1 hit will defeat it. Okay. Then the brood moves. It's moved back to Dunwich Village. Okay. And we upkeep. We've got the Watcher. We also have a Mind's Eye. A Resourceful, a Spectral Shield. What can I resource? Probably Last Chance, right? Grizzled. Now, after you draw an encounter card with a chosen trait, return 1 copy of Grizzled from your discard pile to your hand. Max once per round. So even though technically I have just drawn an encounter card with a monster trait, I think that's how that works. That it works on the Watcher, drawing it. But even if I could, I can't. Because it's max once per round, and I already got a Grizzled back at the start of this round when I drew the Thrall in the first place. So, such is as it is. All right. Mythos, we're at 4 of 5 Doom. Our encounter card is Rotting Remains. That's a terror. Grizzled comes back. Okay. All right, what's the plan here? Well, during the test, I'm going to discard this Mind's Eye to put 2 secrets on there. I have another Fearless. What am I going to want to do? Fight? Evade. I'm going to want to try to get rid of the Watcher. And while I could move in on the Brood, I won't have enough actions left over to kill it. So maybe what I do while I'm here then is maybe investigate. I do have a Winging It in the discard. All a long way of saying I think I'm just taking this test. I could commit Fearless. Will be 2. I'll be 2 up. That seems fine. 5. Just mathing this out. Yeah. I'm just going to commit Fearless. We are testing 5 against 3. We're 2 up. +1 is a pass. We heal a horror. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to attack the Thrall with the Kukri. So this is a fight. Right. So we're testing 3 against 5. Commit Grizzled. We're 6 on 5. Commit resourceful. 7 on 5. Spend a supply. Jury rig. 9 against 5. Yes, we're 4 up. Cultist into 0. We pass. This guy, Avian Thrall, is gone. And with resourceful, I'm going to pull back. A last chance. Yeah. Yes, a last chance. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to try to evade the Watcher. I'm going to use Mind's Eye for this. So I'm testing 4 against 5. I'll discard Spectral Shield using Cornered. 6 on 5. Commit last chance. 10 against 5. We're 5 up. -3 is a pass. The Watcher is discarded. Okay, so we fought, we evaded. Now, I'm just going to draw a card. Premonition. I'm not going to play it. I'm going to pitch it with Cornered. Now, Captivating Performance action, we're going to investigate using the Winging It in the discard. And so we're testing 2 against 1. And I'll use Cornered to discard Premonition. We are 4 against 1. We're 3 up. 0's a pass. I get 2 clues. And Winging It shuffles in. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Enemy phase. This Brood moves down to Cold Spring Glen. Okay. Maybe I'll get an opportunity to deal with it next turn. That would be nice. Upkeep into Paranoia. So I lose my resources, which means I go down to 0, but then get a resource in upkeep. So I'm down to 1. That's fine. Also a Predator or Prey, but once again, I don't think it does anything. I'm 1 away, and all my locations where I can move to are also still 1 away. So nothing. Fine. We'll make do. Mythos. Ooh, we're at 5. So this advances. Let me move the Elder Sign off. We shuffle the discard in the encounter deck, and we spawn a Brood at a random location. Okay, so I'm going to pull a location randomly from here to see where it goes. Shuffle. Whately Ruins. Okay. All right, spoilt for choice. Well, I'd rather not go to Whately Ruins, where my willpower is lower. Okay. Second agenda. Doom Track of 6. All right, well, we don't have any Broods defeated or damaged yet, but we at least have an Avian Thrall out of the way, and we're past the Watcher. We're past all my weaknesses, actually, so maybe. What is our encounter card? Attracting attention. Oh, boy. Well, suddenly I have both Broods on me. That is, that's a spicy meatball. Okay. Ooh. All right. And that surges into... Oh boy, really? Ruin and Destruction. That's a 1-2 punch. So I'm testing Agility 3, and for every point I fail by, I take a damage. So, congratulations, game. You have... In your laboratory, you have made Grasping Hands. What do I do about that? Mind's Eye, probably. So I'm at least testing 4 against 3. The skulls are now -2, though, because there are 2 Brood. So, I mean, I'd love to get 1 more, but I am, unfortunately, low on cards. These guys have fight 6, and they need to be hit twice. So, 6. I think I just use Mind's Eye so that I'm 4 and 3. Because fighting the Broods, I could have any tricks here. I could cash in one of my clues, reducing my score, but oh wait, no, only if they're exhausted, actually. I could get up to 8 by committing guts and discarding, like, winging it using cornered, which, if I pass, will get me another card, and then I could do it again, get up to 8. Then I have nothing left. Just a real low on cards situation is what that is. Let me see something. Okay. All right. I think I'm just going to use a charge from Mind's Eye. Secret, excuse me. So I'm testing 4 against 3. We're 1 up on this test. Oof. Okay. So -3, we fail by 2. We take 2 damage. That's not great. Okay. Can I defeat one of these Broods? Am I just swinging 8 on 6 and praying? Or do I throw everything into it? 6, 8, discard, so I'd be 10 on 6. But I'd only be getting 1 card back, which may not be what I really need. What could I get? You know what would be lovely to see right now is Plucky. I'm thinking about using the violin to discard, winging it, and draw another card. And hope I get something more potentially useful. Was that a... It was a hazard. And this has no keywords. I didn't realize... traits, excuse me. I didn't realize attracting attention had no traits. Okay. So I'm not getting grizzled back, is my point. Yeah, I am going to use the violin to discard winging it and draw something else. Thanks, game. You're the best. That's pretty funny. All right. Whatever. All right. We're going to... I believe there's a chance of putting it out of business. I think I need to try to get it at 8. All right. We're going to attack with the esoteric formula. We are swinging 4 against 6. Commit guts. 6 on 6. I'll use cornered to discard winging it. We are 8 on 6. We're 2 up. 0. Okay. We're in business. We do a damage to a Brood. And we draw a card from guts. Voice of Ra. I mean, love to play it. The reality is we're going to be discarding it. We're going to do that again. We are discarding Voice of Ra using cornered. So we're 6 on 6. Commit unexpected courage. We're 8 on 6. Come on. Yes, -1. All right, that was huge. We have defeated a Brood. Okay. So that was fight. And the second one was activate. So I'm still on captivating performance track. Now, there's, of course, this guy. Now, if I move out, that's just 2 damage, 2 horror, which is I'd rather not deal with. Unfortunately, I'm plumb out of resources. I think I try to evade. I'm going to try to evade with Mind's Eye. So we're testing 4 against 3. Skulls are back to -1 now. So that's not unreasonable. 4 on 3, we're 1 up. Yes! Oh-ho! Evaded. And now, I have a captivating performance action. What do I do with it? Because, I mean, with a full hand of cards coming up next round, maybe I want to kill this one also, right? I do have now my Winging It's in the discard. It feels a little bit of a waste to use it here where I'm only getting 1 clue. But I would be testing 2 against 1, which is not unreasonable. Again, as has already been established, that is half the bag. Just over half the bag. Or I could take a resource. Instead of spending it into Winging It. No, I think I do. I've really left myself with like 1 clue on each location, haven't I? Yeah, I think I am going to use my captivating performance action to investigate with Winging It. We're testing 2 against 1. That's not unreasonable. We pass, we get the clue. And this shuffles in. Okay. That was a dicey turn. All right, now, enemy phase. Now, it's exhausted. See, what I'm thinking about now is, do I use the powder to move a clue onto it? Which will ready it. Will make it easier to fight. But do I want to be greedy and try to nail it without the clue? Without using up the clue, I should say. That feels like hubris. This feels like a situation where I really should use the opportunity the game has presented itself to me. Come on, what am I doing? I'm trying to get back to the rules. But let's talk about windows. This guy is going to move away, or try to move. He might stay put. There's a chance. At the end of the enemy phase. Enemy phase begins. Hunter enemies move. Next, investigator resolves engaged enemy attacks. Return previous player window after final. I think the point of all this is we pass through attacks. There's nothing engaged. Then there's a player window before the phase ends. In that player window, so after enemies attack, but before this guy moves, I believe I can use the powder to put a clue on the brood. It will ready, but its chance to attack will have already passed. I think that is how that works. And I'm going to do it. We're going to put a clue on it. And it readies. And now it moves. And it moves down to Cold Spring Glen. Fine. Okay. Upkeep. On flux. Resourceful is good to see. Okay. All right. I can work with this. We are at 1 of 6 doom. Okay. Encounter card. The creature's tracks. I either take 2 horror or spawn a brood at a random location. Well, I'll spawn a brood. Also, this is a terror, so I get a grizzled. I'm very happy with how this long time coming upgrade is working out. All right, let's spawn a brood. Where does it spawn? We'll shuffle and draw. Dunwich Village. Once again, I'm spoiled for choice. Okay. Now, we want to kill a brood. Resourceful means I can get a last chance. We got Grizzled, we got Promise of Power, Premonition. Maybe I play that. And honestly, maybe what I do is go for the brood that just showed up because it's harder to fight when I have a full hand of cards, including some quite high value ones. I think the first step is playing Premonition. What is my token? -4. Okay. I mean, obviously not great, but far better knowing ahead of time that that's what I'm looking at. So, their fight 6. The one with the clue on it is fight 4. Right? Or no, I know it's not that. It's rather it's I get an extra +2 when I attack. Okay, so if I do go for the weaker one, I will be swinging at a base 6. I'd need to get 4 up on the test. I mean, Promise of Power is right there. It does add a clue. Oh, I can't resourceful. I can't use resourceful to pull something back, though, because the esoteric formula attack is willpower. I'd almost forgotten about that. Okay, that's a little less good, but I have Grizzled. Prophesy is a single question mark. Quantum Flux is a single question mark. I don't think I'm playing here. So if I go for the weaker one, because my first pull is bad, I could commit Grizzled. No, I think I just do the Promise of Power, since it's an exact pass. It'll add a curse, that's fine. Then we attack again with Grizzled. I'd be swinging 7, 9 against 6. Yeah, and then I could discard Prophesy to be 11 against 6. And if I defeat it, then I could investigate using the second winging it. Yes. That might be the way to go. I'm looking to see if there's anything useful for me to resourceful back. Signs point to no. Oh, well, I could resourceful something back and then pitch it with the violin to get a resource. Yes. Okay. That's the plan. All right. So, first action, move. We're going to move down to Cold Spring Glen. We got this guy. Second action, we fight using the esoteric formula. So, because the clue on it, we're testing 6 against 6. We're 4 up. I will commit Promise of Power, add a curse. We are, we're now 4 up. Pull to -4. We hit. We deal a damage. Okay. Now, so we moved, we fought. Now we'll activate. Again, using the esoteric formula. I'm swinging 6 against 6 thanks to the clue. Grizzled makes it 9 against 6, and I'll discard Prophesy to be 11 against 6. We are 5 up. -1 is a pass. Another brood defeated. No, I didn't mean to take the clue. I meant to get rid of it. Press the wrong card. Button. Okay. 2 down. Pretty good. So we moved, we fought, we activated, and now we'll investigate. With winging it. So I'm testing 2 against 2. I will discard Quantum Flux with Corner to be 4 on 2, and I'll commit Resourceful 5 on 2. We're 3 up. Skull is now -1. We pass. We get both clues. Winging it shovels in. And I'll use Resourceful to draw back, I don't know. It doesn't actually matter. This test of will. Because I'm just going to play the violin to discard it and get my resource back. All right. 2 down, a third one present. Okay. Enemies. Where's he go? He stays put. Okay. Upkeep. Well, there's all my winging. It's hey, plucky. All right, that was the other missing Peace. Test of will. Interesting, interesting. I mean, not the best in terms of commits, but... Oh, we might with Plucky, we might be able to make it work. Well, let's see what we get in the Mythos. We are 2 of 6 Doom. Come on. Ruin and Destruction. All right, it's not with me, so this just surges. Oh, I was worried about this. Towering Beasts. So, this will make the Brood, it'll be fight 7 and have health 3. I think, like, is there a I'm going to play a Test of Will. Now, this is level 0, so I have to take the test and pass to get rid of this. But I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it. Okay, so we're testing 4 on 3. And, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be fighting it this turn, just because I don't have a good hand of commits. Which means I'm going to discard a Winging It using Cornered, so that we are testing 6 on 3. 0's a pass. This thing does not power. Okay. All right. We're playing Plucky. Boost our willpower and our intellect. Winging It and Jury Rig. I should play the other Jury Rig for if and when more thralls show up. So let me do that before I forget. Second Jury Rig. Of course, on the Kukri. So now I have 2, probably 3 actions with Captivating Performance and just a Winging It. I don't have enough boosts. This is not a time to go fighting that Brood. I could move to Whately Ruins and try to get this clue. Let's see. We played... I could play, draw, move, investigate. That seems reasonable. Do I have... Oh, yeah, and I have a Winging It in the discard. That seems good, because I do want the clues for points. All right, let's draw a card, see what we get. Dr. Armitage. Now, I can't play him, because the rules of the Kukri Cup. He's Unexpected Courage number 3, right? Which is fine. Okay, now we'll move. We'll move to Whately Ruins, so our willpower is reduced. But now we'll investigate, and I don't need to play Winging It. I can just, we'll investigate raw. We're testing 3 against 2. Discard Winging It with Cornered to be 5 on 2. Commit Dr. Armitage, 7 on 2. We're 5 up. -1 is a pass. We got that clue. Okay, that's it. Enemies. This guy shuffles over here. All right, so maybe I move in on him and take him out next turn if I get a decent hand. Let's see what our hand is. Interesting. Okay, Last Mind's Eye. Well, I mean, Guts is good to see. Is it possible? Plucky is the helpful point here. All right, interesting, interesting. Okay, Mythos. We're at 3 of 6 Doom. Countercard is a Rotting Remains. That's a terror. We get a Grizzled back. Am I supposed to have gotten a... No, Towering Beast also has no traits. Okay. All right. Rotting Remains, you are doing the best work you could. All right, so 4 and 3, for each point you fail by, take a horror. I'll discard this Mind's Eye to add 2 secrets to the one I have. Do I throw anything at this? What's my turn going to be? Plan it out. Move and try to fight and fight. I could draw first. To get myself another extra bit for fighting the guy. Because what? I'll be testing 5 against 6. Grizzled would make it 8 on 6. I could discard a card 10 on 6. That's pretty good. Well, actually, I probably want to use the guts one first, right? I could guts, swinging 5. Doing math in my head, always dangerous. 7, 8, 10. And the other one also 8, 10. 10 on 6 feels pretty good. Maybe I just throw the guts into this Rotting Remains test. 4 and 3. I'll draw something. But guts is kind of exactly... No, let's see what we're having. I am going to commit guts to this. So we're testing 6 on 3. Sure, 3 up. Hey, autofail was going to happen at some point. Now, unfortunately, this means I lose Plucky. So, that's a problem. But at least the Plucky absorbs all 3 points. Blarg. Okay, fine. All right. So, that changes things, question mark. I'll be testing, now I'll only be 4 on 6. Grizzled. 7. I can still get to 9 on 6, which is not bad. I think I start by drawing a card. Which I will take a horror. What do we get? Spectral Shield. Do I play that? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to do one other thing to try to give myself as much information as possible about my odds. We're going to violin the Impromptu Barrier. And we're going to draw another card to replace it. Prophesy. Okay, Prophesy is 2 question marks because there's 3 doom in play. All right. Okay, so we could we could move, we could fight, and then activate with the formula. I would be... How high can we get on these tests? 4 against 6. 7 on 6. Discard a card to be 9 on 6. The other one, 4, 5, 6, 7. Discard a card to be 9 on 6. I can get 3 up on both tests. I mean, that is the sweet spot, right? I think we go for it. I won't be playing Spectral Shield, but I think it's more important to try to get these... To try to get a Brood defeated. Well, I have an opportunity when I'm not bogged down by another enemy. So, we're going to try. All right. Second action, we're going to move on in. Third action, we're going to fight with the Esoteric Formula. I no longer have a penalty on my willpower. I'm no longer at Whately Ruins. So, we're testing we're 4 against 6. 6 on 6. 7 on 6. And I'll discard Living Ink. Wait, am I doing... Hang on. Have I done the math wrong? 4, 6 on 6, 7, 9 on 6. No. Yeah, 3 up. Sorry. 4 plus 2 is 6. 7, discard Living Ink. 9 on 6. Ooh! Bad. At least it doesn't have Retaliate. Okay, well, back-to-back auto fails. Game is bearing its fangs, but I'm not utterly hosed. Last action with Captivating Performance, what did we do? We drew, moved, fought. That didn't work. Now we're going to evade. And I can evade using Impromptu Barrier from the discard so that we are testing against agility base 2. So I could use Mind's Eye and and Grizzled, then I'll be 7 on 2, which would then allow me to play the Spectral Shield for 1 point of soak. More if I get Living Ink, but I mean, I just tossed one. But that's still probably meaningful. So yes, we're going to do that. I'm going to use Mind's Eye for this. We're testing 4 against 2, commit Grizzled to be 7 on 2. We're 5 up. Skulls -1. So we pass, it's evaded. Impromptu Barrier shuffles back in. Okay. And I am going to play this Spectral Shield to at least block 1 point of whatever. Okay. And honestly, I'm going to do the same thing as before. Yeah, I'm reducing my score by doing this, but I think it's more important to make fighting the Broods more feasible. So, is what it is. But in this last player window, after all enemies do their attacks, I will use the powder to put a clue on this guy, and then he readies. And then he moves. And he moves down here to the Cold Spring Glen. Okay. Pretty good. Honestly, I didn't actually need to use the powder. I could have used the ability here. I forgot about that. It's fine. I still wasn't killing it this round anyway because of those auto-fail pulls. So, but I should remember that. Okay, it's fine. Upkeep. Now, that's what I'm talking about in terms of icons and premonitions. Interesting hand. Okay. We're at 4 of 6 Doom. Our encounter card is Sordid and Silent. Fine. We're not staying here. Good. That's a terror. Oh, yep. That's a terror. So I get this Grizzled. It's real good. All right. Now's the time to kill this thing. Do I just premonition both tests with all these icons? I think that's exactly what we do. Play premonition. -1. So I need to get up to 7. No problem. We're going to move down. So we are attacking. Because of the clue on it, we're now swinging 6 on 6. So I just need to throw in 1. I guess we'll commit this test of will. Sure. 7 on 6. Hey, look at that. We passed and we did a damage. All right. So maybe I didn't need to put a clue on this guy. So whatever. It's just points. Now we're going to play premonition again. Hey, look at that. -1. We moved, we fought, now we're going to activate, and I will just discard, it doesn't really matter. I'll just discard Promise of Power, and that will get me 8 against 6, and this guy's defeated. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I have one more. I have a captivating performance action. Moved, fought, activated. There's no clues here to investigate. I can't move again. I'll just take a resource. Okay. Enemy phase. There ain't nothing. What I'm contemplating is using the agenda now, not the agenda, this, to spawn a brood in a random location. Like, we're going to be at 5 of 6. And when this advances, then the last one is going to show up in my location. I wonder if I spawn a brood now, and then next turn I spawn the last one. I can't remember what happens when this advances. Because normally when this advances, the last brood, or not the last, a brood will spawn on the lead investigator's head. And you got to do an agility test. And if you fail, you either take damage for every point you fail by, or it attacks you. I forget exactly how it works. But what happens if... I think if I spawn both broods before this advances, I think that's going to whiff. I am going to take a big fat look. What will happen? Yeah, that will whiff. Because it's a then. Well, that's what we're going to do. Which means in the upkeep phase, at the start of the upkeep phase, I'm going to use this ability to spawn a brood in a random location. Shuffle, where's it go? Dunwich Village. Did that? I think I might have messed that up. Oh, no. It would have... No. I thought I pulled the card before the shuffle finished, but no. It happens automatically. That stays there. All right, so Dunwich Village. Good. Because this is max once per round, which is fine. Okay, now it's the next round. Oh, I had to do my upkeep. Okay. Plucky came back. This. So this Predator Prey does mean I have to move away from it, which puts me in Whately Ruins. All right, that's a little... I would have liked to have gone to fight the thing. Well, let's see what we get. Fine. This was useful at the beginning, but I don't know. It's useful to have in the discard when Resourcefuls come around, like I did in House Always Wins when I pulled it using Resourceful to get a move that I desperately needed. So, I don't know. It's fine. It's interesting, right? It's interesting to have. All right, that was upkeep, so now we're in the Mythos. Right, I added just added that word 5 of 6. The other thing I'm remembering is that in Agenda 3, all abominations, including the broods, are harder to fight and evade. So the more I can deal with now, the much better. Encounter card. Towering Beasts. Okay. This one, unfortunately, I can't ward. I don't have a test of will. So this guy is fight 7 with 3 health. Okay. Fine. We will make do. Okay. And I do think I now use this to spawn the last brood. Random location. It is Dunwich Village. Oh my god. All right. Well, I guess I'm not going to fight them now. But still better than it's landing on my head. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm going to go get clues then. Is that a terror? No, it's not. We still haven't ever been to Devil's Hopyard and Blasted Heath. Do I have a winging it? I do not. But I got some decent icons. All right, well, let's try to get some clues then, shall we? We'll play Plucky. We'll move up into Devil's Hopyard. 2 Shroud, 1 clue. All right. I am aware that Blasted Heath has a 50-50 chance of being if you end your turn here, take damage. Which I would very much rather not have happen to me. So maybe I just get this clue. Take a resource. Draw. Good draw. What might I get that I'd want to play? Second Spectral Shield. Those are -2 now. So, I'm investigating 3 against 2. Prophesy is still 2 question marks. 3 against 2, 5. Yeah. All right, well, let's investigate normally. Commit Prophesy, so we're 5 on 2, and I'll discard Promise of Power using Cornered We're 7 against 2. -2 is a pass. We get this clue. I'll draw a card. That's whatever, that's fine. And I'll Captivating Performance to get a resource. I don't want to move into the Blasted Heath. I don't want to end my turn there. 50-50 chance. We'll see where the Broods move. If a Brood moves into Blasted Heath, maybe then I move in on it. It is unfortunate that they're going to become stronger in a minute. That would have been a good turn. The Predator Prey really messed things up a little bit, but it is what it is. We will make do. We'll make do. Fine. Made my decisions. So, right. Enemies. Let's see where they move. Okay, so this guy stays here in Dunwich, and then the big one moves here to 10 Acre Meadow. Okay. Upkeep. Oh, okay. Oh, man. All right. Well, I lose my resources. And I've got the Watcher. And Predator or Prey moves once away from the nearest enemy. So these are both nearest enemy. And I could move away from one. If I pick this guy, I move down to Whately Ruins. If I pick this guy, I move here to Blasted Heath. I am going to move into Blasted Heath. Now's the time to see what it is. It is the one, if you end your turn here, you take a damage. Okay. 3 Shroud, 2 Clues. All right. Okay. Okay. I mean, this is not a turn to fight Broods when I have so few cards, but at least I see that. And maybe we can do something about this. All right. Fine. Mythos. 6. This advances. Shuffle the discard pile into the encounter deck. There are no set-aside Broods remaining. So this whole thing does not happen. All right, now, final agenda, Doom Track of 7, but Abominations have +1 fight and evade. So they're now all fight 7. The big guys fight 8. That's fun. And I get 7 turns to do what I can. All right, actually, I have 6 turns because Justice fires, it comes into play with a Doom on it. Almost forgot, but that's why I put it where it was. Okay. Fine. What's my encounter card? Ooh, Eager for Death. All right, this is a problem. So I'm testing against Willpower 5, and if I fail, I take 2 horror. Feels bad. I can't even use Alter Fate to get rid of the, this discarded when the agenda advanced. So it should have shuffled in. Because it discarded, and then the agenda flips over, right? Oh, man. 2 horror, huh? Well, I do have Plucky. I have Plucky that the horror could go on, and let's be honest, with damage around, the likelihood of Plucky sticking around that much longer is probably low. I'm testing 5 against 5. I think I just take this because I have Plucky out. 5 on 5. -1. I could have passed, but instead I put 2 horror on Plucky. Fine. Fine. All right. What am I doing? Oh, what was... That's an Omen? Yeah, so I don't get Grizzled. Should I have gotten Grizzled when I drew the Watcher in Upkeep? That's the real question, right? Because what was the card? No, so it was Towering Beast that I drew previous turn, which did not get me a thing. I'm going to check. When you're drawing a... And check the rules. I can never internalize when you're drawing a weakness, when it stops being a... When it counts as a player card and when it counts as an encounter card. When encounter draws a weakness with an encounter card type, resolve it as if it was just drawn. Resolve it as if it were just drawn from the encounter deck. Weaknesses with an encounter card type are considered to be player cards while they're in the bear's deck, and encounter cards while they're being resolved and once they've entered play. So, okay, I should get a Grizzled then. Because once I drew this Watcher, it's a monster. It's as if I drew it from the encounter deck. So I get Grizzled. Yes. Because I didn't otherwise get a Grizzled last turn. Okay. That's important. I still don't want to fight this Brood this turn. Because what would I be doing? I'd be moving in. It's at 7. Grizzled and discard a card gets me up to 10. No. But what I want to do is get rid of the Watcher to clear out space. So let's see. If I Mind's Eye it and commit Grizzled, I'd be testing 8 against 5. And I could discard a card to be 10 against 5. Yes. That seems fine. I don't want to stay here in Blasted Heath. I'd love to get it winging it. We don't have one in here, right? Keep looking and it just isn't happening. All right. The first thing we do is draw a card. Hey, look at that. Winging it. All right. That's pretty good. All right. Now we're going to evade the Watcher. Yes. We'll evade the Watcher using Mind's Eye. So we're testing 5 against 5. Commit Grizzled, 8 against 5. Discard winging it. We're 10 against 5. We're 5 up. -1. Watcher is gone. I'll discard this Mind's Eye to get 2 more secrets. We drew, we evaded. Now we're going to investigate, and I'm going to play winging it from the discard. So I'm testing 3 against 2, and I will use corner to discard this Alter Fate. So we're 5 against 2. We are 3 up. Ooh, -4. We do not pass. Winging it still shovels in. That's unfortunate, but better that happen on an investigate than on a fight. And then Captivating Performance, we're going to move out of here so that we don't take damage. We'll move back to the Devil's Hop Yard. All right. At least we got the Watcher out of the way, right? Right. Is what I keep telling myself. Enemy phase. Where do these guys move? They both are moving my way. So the big guy moves into Waitley Ruins, which is an awful place for him to be. And then this guy moves to either 10 Acre Meadow or Cold Spring Glen. I'll put him in Cold Spring Glen just because easier to evade. Okay. All right. All right. Upkeep. Well, there's winging it back. Spectral Shield. I could put that on Plucky to extend its life a bit. I have Resourceful. That's interesting. Do I have a last chance in here? I do. Okay. And Test of Will. Grizzled. Okay. Okay. We got interesting options. Mythos. All right. We're at 2 of 7. Okay. Encounter card. Ruin and Destruction. I am not at the same location as a Brood, so this just surges. Attracting attention. They all move towards me. That's okay. I mean, the issue's being forced with the big guy, but I sure would prefer, like, He'll need 3 attacks, but now I could potentially spend my whole turn fighting him. Maybe. Possibly. Perhaps. We'll have to see. But this also surges into a Rotting Remains. It's a terror. I get Grizzled back. Okay. This might be the most important turn. All right. 5 on 3 for this Rotting Remains. But what is my plan for Large Brood McGee? It's actually fight 8. That's big because of the agenda. I should probably use the Devil's Hop Yard to put a clue on it. That would even the playing field. Bring it back, because then I'd be swinging at a base 7 against its 8. And then 7. Unfortunately, Resourceful can't be used because they're willpower. But I could spend my 1 resource, right? I could Violin to maybe get a more useful commit of a card. I have Impromptu Barrier, which I could use if things go very south. Okay. 7. Yeah, it'd be up at 10. Don't mind the math in my head. 10 against 8. Then the alternate 10 against 8. Great. 7, 8. I could get 10 against 8 3 times. Again, yeah, is not super great. I have this Resourceful. I could do an evade with Resourceful. If I evade it first, then I'm not killing it this turn. But I could then get... What could I get? I could get a Last Chance back. Right. Which will help me be able to nail 2 hits more effectively. And therefore then maybe play the Spectral Shield. Yeah, that might be the way to go. But no, I can't use Mind's Eye. Evade. The powder. All right, I wouldn't be boost. Oh, it is evade 4, isn't it? That's actually not quite as. That's not quite so good. I had the Impromptu Barrier. No, I think that's probably better used as a panic button. Tell you what, though. I don't want to fail this test because then I'll lose Plucky. So I'm 5 on 3. I think I'll commit that Fearless that I'm looking at. Um, 6 on 3. Or do I just discard a card? No, I think I discard a card with Cornered. I will discard the Impromptu Barrier. So I'm 7 on 3 for this Rotting Remains. -1, we pass. Okay. I do want to see if I can get a more useful commit. So I'm going to Violin the Winging It and draw a replacement. A Last Chance. Yes. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so So I can fight 5, 7. Okay. All right. I'm going to use the Devil's Hop Yard ability to put one of my clues on this guy. And I'll mark that having been done with a resource. Okay. So now he is fight 8, but I get +2 when attacking him. So with Plucky active, I'm swinging a base 7 against 8. So we're going to attack. 7 against 8. 8, 9, 11 against 8. Yes, okay. I will first do this with Grizzled. It's a monster, so I'm 10 against 8. And I'm going to spend a resource through Plucky. So I'm swinging 11 against 8. We are 3 up. Cultist into -1. We pass, we do a damage. Okay, good. Now, we're going to attack again. So that was a fight, now we'll activate. 7 against 8. Commit Spectral Shield, 8 against 8. Commit Fearless, 9 against 8. Discard Resourceful with Cornered, 11 against 8. We are again 3 up. Curse. Cultist. Oh, -5. Ah. That's unfortunate. All right, so we fail that. So we take a horror, which sadly gets rid of Plucky. Unfortunate. It does not have Retaliate, at least. Okay. But the silver lining is the curse is gone, and the frost is now gone. And actually, my Elder Sign gets back in there. Maybe that will become relevant. All right. So, fine. I mean, not fine, but we make do. We're not dead. So, we fought, we activated. Obviously, I need to evade. And then I could do another thing with Captivating Performance. I mean, what's that going to be? Is it going to just be a take a resource? Are both my resourcefuls in here now? No, there's still a resourceful coming up, which could get me Plucky back. Do I put another of my clues on it? I've so far used 3. Let's think score for a moment. 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I use 5 clues and defeat all the Broods, I think my bonus score is like 5 and change. That's not bad. And the other piece that I'm thinking through is that if I don't put another clue on it, then if the last Brood moves in on me and this one stays, then I've got right problems, unless I've made one of them fairly easy to, well, easier, right, to deal with, which another clue would do. Plus, I still have these clues on the Blasted Heath. I do have a Winging It now. I just need to get the chance to use it. All right. We're going to evade. And this is what Last Chance is for. Quite literally, Last Chance. So we're what? 7 against 4. I can't play Impromptu Barracks. I don't have any resources. 7 on 4. No, I'll use Mind's Eye. So I'm testing willpower, which is now back down to 4. But still, 9 against 4 to evade this guy. We're 5 up. -1 is a pass. He's evaded. And yeah, I am going to use the powder. A limit on this? Well, in the enemy phase, before they move, right? So, Captivating Performance, I'm just going to take a resource. All right. Enemies. Where do these... before they move, after all attacks, before they move, I'll use the powder. I will put another clue on the big guy. Okay. And now, where do they move? And which readies him? They swap. That's pretty funny. Okay. What are you two? Tag teaming? What's going on here? All right. Upkeep. Resourceful, which could pull Plucky back. Interesting. Okay. Mythos. 3 of 7. I have 4 rounds left. Encounter card. Unhallowed Country. Hey, that's a terror. I get grizzled. Where is it? Thank you. And threat area, I can't play allies. I don't have allies to play. Thank you, Encounter deck. You have done me a favor. All right. Can I kill this guy? Fight 7. Grizzled, I'd be 7 on 7. 9. In order to get Plucky, I would need to do an evade first. Using foot. So I'd be testing what? 3, 6. I don't think that's worth it. I only need to nail 2 hits here. How high can I get? 7. These are all single willpower commits. I could go 7, 8, 10. Another one, 4, 5, 6, 8. I should violin first. Try to get something useful. So let's do that. Let's... I guess the Living Ink. There's just no time to play it. Yeah, let's violin the ink and instead draw Voice of Ra. Okay. So if I did 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, I get up to 9 on 7. Four, 7, 9. I could get up to 9. It's reasonable, but it's not great. Do I evade first? I guess what I could do, if I evade using Grizzled and Resourceful, I'd be what, 6 on 4? 8 on 4. I could get a last chance back. I think I'm just... That feels just like trading one thing for another. I'm not convinced that's the way to go. All right. All right. I think we just go for this. So we're going to fight, and I'm going to commit these single willpower icons. So we're at 4 against 7. 5, 6. Come on. 7. And I'll discard a test of will using corner to be 9. We're 9 against 7. -1 is a pass. 1 damage. Okay. Now we're going to try that again. We'll commit Grizzled, and we'll discard Resourceful with cornered. 9 on 7. -1. Whew. I was rather clenched for that. That guy's gone. 1 left. He's bigger, but he's clued up, and I only need to do 2 damage. Okay. What am I gonna do? Now, when I defeat him, I shouldn't say when. If I defeat him, that ends the scenario. There's still these clues. I really don't want to end my turn here in Blasted Heath. I could move there, though, and I could, what, take a resource? I still have I have a winging it in here that I could use to try to get the clues next turn. I'll take the damage, which will get rid of Spectral Shield. But then I will be in position to try to get the clues next turn. I think for points, I think we do it. Because then, if I need to, I could ring the bell in Dunwich to bring the thing over to me. Okay, yeah. All right, we're going to eat that damage, but that's what the shield is for. Third action, we're going to move. So we fought, we activated, we moved, and now we'll Captivating Performance just to get a resource. Okay. I do the Unhallowed Country test, and I also take a damage. We'll take the damage first, which will get rid of Spectral Shield. Now this, we're testing 4 against 3. Fail. That's fine. Okay. Enemy. He stays put. Kind of not what I wanted, but that's fine. Upkeep. All right, that's a bunch of icons. We like icons in this neck of the woods. 4 of 7, we have 3 turns left. Encounter card. Towering Beasts, he's even bigger and healthier. I can't cancel it. Okay, all right. All right, so now he's what? Fight 9? And he has 3 health. Do I just get the clues and resign? Let's get the clues first, or at least let's try to get the clues first, right? So we are going to play Winging It. We're testing 2 against 2. And we'll use 2 cards left, huh? I'm going to take another horror when that reshuffles. That's probably fine. Right. Sorry. Lost track of thinking there. 2 on 2. We'll commit Unexpected Courage. We're 4 on 2. And I'll discard the guts. Yeah, 6 on 2. The -5 is gone. So, yes. Yeah, 6 on 2. We're 4 up. -1 is a pass. We get both clues. Winging It shuffles back into the deck. Okay, now we move to Dunwich Village. Now we investigate just straight up. We played Winging It. We moved. Now we'll investigate. We're testing 2 against 2. 4, 5, and discard Fearless to be 7 on 2. We're 5 up. -4, but that's still a pass. All right, we got all the clues. And now, I will use my last to activate to move this guy to Cold Spring Glen. Maybe he'll come in on me next turn. Okay. All right. I have to do the Unhallowed Country test. We're 4 on 3. 0's a pass, so it gets discarded. Enemy phase. Where does he move? He stays put. I have successfully done what he was going to do anyway. Fine. I'm not trying to click that multiple times. Okay. Upkeep. Well, there's all my winging its. Oh, because they shuffled in. All right. Resourceful. This is not a great hand. Okay. 5 of 7. I got 2 rounds left. We're frozen in fear. Do I just resign? The frozen in fear is a real problem. Even if I dragged him in using the bell now, it would take my 2 whole actions to fight him, and then he'll just, you know, pummel me. I think the only way, unless I dragged him in, evaded him, but then he's going to move away, right? Maybe I just sit for 1 turn. I do have 2 turns, and there's no Ancient Evils in this deck. And see what comes out in the final turn. And if the stars align that he, like, moves to me, so that I could have 3 shots to try to defeat him, right? Maybe then we do it. If not, then we resign. We are in the place where we need to resign anyway. Because he's more likely to move to me if I leave him here, right? If he pulls Dunwich Village, or if he pulls Blasted Heath, he'll move to my direction. If he pulls any of the others, then he won't. I think this is just a matter of building up to try to cast the Frozen in Fear and see what happens. Which is fine. Because I don't want to move. I want to stay here because it's the place to resign. Okay. Drag him. Although, I guess the other option is accept 2 damage and 2 horror, which feels scary. 5. I'd be at 5 and 4. I could drag him in and hit him once. Then next turn, he'll probably move away, but then I could drag him in and hit him twice more, and that would do it. Maybe I play Spectral Shield first. Can I even reasonably hit him, though? Not without help. All right. Let's use the violin. We're going to discard one of these winging its and draw a card. A Fearless. Okay. Oh, but I'd still have to pass the Frozen in Fear test. Well, in order for that to work next turn. Okay. I don't like dragging him into me and letting him hit me for 2 and 2. I guess 1 and 2 with the Spectral Shield. It just feels like I'm riding the edge unnecessarily. Like I could get the Ruin and Destruction card and auto-fail that, and that's 3 damage, and suddenly I'm dead. That'd be a very ignominious end to this. I don't want to do that. So we're not going to risk that. We are going to try to do a little building up to the extent we can, which means drawing more cards. Let's draw. Oh, Predator Prey. I have to move away. Well, I guess. Okay. Then I guess my other 2 actions, because of Frozen in Fear, are to move right back. That's really funny. Okay. Well, let's do the test for Frozen in Fear. We're testing 4 against 3. Commit Fearless to be 5 on 3. I am going to play this Spectral Shield on myself. No reason not to. But yeah, 4 on 3, 5 on 3 with Fearless, 6 on 3 with Quantum Flux, and I'll discard the Resourceful, 8 against 3. All right, we pass that, and we heal a horror. Okay. Enemy phase. Where's this guy go? Yeah, he moves further away. This is not happening, which, you know what? Fine. We upkeep. We lose all our resources thanks to paranoia. Fine. 6 of 7 Doom. And the last encounter card is a Sordid and Silent. You know what? Yeah, Dunwich kinda sucks. I would get Grizzled back, but I don't have any. We resign. There isn't time to defeat it, which is fine. We got 4 of the 5 Broods taken care of. Solo Curse Patrice, I think that's pretty good. And we took out one of the Avian Thralls, which is another 4 points for the Kukri Cup right there. So, what is our score? We defeated 4 Broods. I shouldn't have put these clues on it. You know, that reduced my score, but it is what it is. So we defeated 4 Broods. Times 2 is base of 8. Our clue ratio, let's see, we could have had 2, 3, 6, 9, 11. And we ended the game with 7. So we have 8 times 7 divided by 11 is our bonus points here. So what, 5? 5.09 points. Tell you what, I'll take it. 5.09 points plus 4 kill points for the Avian Thrall. All right. Look, I never said that this was going to be the Kukri Cup winning challenge. I'll tell you what I am winning at. I'm having a blast. This was a very fun time. Sure, I could have done better if I hadn't used up those clues. If I hadn't used those 2 clues, plus the third one that I didn't really need to have gotten rid of, then I would have had, what? 10? I would have had, like, 8 times 10. I've had 11. So I would have had, like, 7.27 points. It's fine. Okay. So that is that. We resigned, and there is 1 Brood in play. Whoops, not what I want. So 1 Brood escaped into the wild, and we remove the powder. And right, okay, not bad, not bad. 1 Brood escaped into the wild. We no longer have the powder of Ungazi. We earned a paranoia for our troubles, which is could be worse. And then next time we'll move into Where Doom Awaits, the final part, 2-part finale of the Hunters of the Mythos. I hope folks have enjoyed. This was certainly a longer, even longer pair of episodes, given the difficulties presented here. But I've had a great time, and I'm looking forward to what's coming up next. Till next time, take it easy, everyone.